Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's football show, sponsored by Arnold Clark. I'm Peter Martin, absolutely delighted to have your company. We're not in a really good mood at the moment, but perhaps our studio guests will brighten it up for us. Alan Ruff, Alison McConnell and Barry Ferguson are here to reflect on that defeat from Russia and look ahead to tonight, where possibly we might be able to beat Belgium. Am I being too over-optimistic? Here's what else we'll be talking about. Didn't quite go according to plan. Ruffy, in the end, we lost 2-1 and our old failings again surfaced in an international at Hampden Park.
Yep, it was disappointing after the first 10 minutes and we got gifted a goal. And I thought we might have built on that, but we never. I wouldn't like to be the manager, trying to put his finger on how he changes it, because I can't see him changing it that much. I think it'll be the same as again tonight. And if we lose possession and we give them lots of possession, we're going to get hurt badly.
Let's be honest, a defeat tonight kills off our hopes of qualifying in this group. Do you share that view, Barry? And do you think it's all about looking towards this playoff?
Well, I thought they had to win on Friday. Forget about tonight. It was disappointing. I thought they started well, I'll be honest with you, the first 10-15 minutes. But after that, it just looked as if they went into their shell. I don't know what reasons were behind that. But it was a disappointing night. I fully expected Scotland to get something at least. I fancied them to win it, but to get a point would have been no bad. Certainly with the team selection that he put out, I thought would have been strong enough to go and do that. But it wasn't to be, and it wasn't good enough at the end of the day.
Yep, it was hard over the 90 minutes as our reporter Gabrielle Antoniazzi looks back.
Scotland lost a competitive match at Hampden Park for the first time in 4 years as Russia came away 2-1 winners. Steve Clarke's men started impressively and took an early lead through John McGinn. The crowd were ignited. Could it be the start of a new chapter for the national team? It appeared not. The players' standards dropped and Russia took control of the game, Juba causing havoc and eventually getting his goal before the half. Things got worse after the interval, Golovin pulling the strings and providing the assist for Yuri Zhirkov and Stephen O'Donnell to bundle the ball in at the same time. It could have been worse for Scotland, and as the full-time whistle went, so did all realistic hopes of automatic qualification.
Well, Alison, the Tartan Army are deflated by what they're watching, and I think I can understand the likes of an Ollie McBurney getting caught in a tunnel saying that it's not great playing for Scotland, and we even have a Belgian player I read over the weekend suggesting Scotland are now the equivalent of San Marino. He expects them to do exactly what San Marino will do in a game, which is quite simply just sit in and defend.
To be fair, you can forgive people, I think, for making that observation, just given where we've been for the last few decades, and you feel as though the longer it goes without getting to a major tournament, the harder it is to get there, but the more maligned your reputation does become. Ollie McBurney, I think, is possibly unfairly criticised here, I think, and that's not to excuse what I thought was a very poor performance. At the minute, there are a dearth of opportunities for someone to go in and play that role. If you don't have Lee Griffiths fully fit, if you don't have Stephen Naismith fully fit, where are you going? This is a boy, he's still very young, I think he's 22 or 23, still finding his feet. I think if you're going to criticise the team, you have to look at the tried and tested. You have to look at the experienced guys who are doing it for their club and who are doing it at a very high level, yet can't seem to replicate that on the international stage. So while I think his performances haven't been particularly great, I do think that if you're going to start finger pointing, that there are a few others that could come into that too.
Yeah, one of them that does come into that frame is the captain, Andy Robertson, and even he concedes that his performances certainly haven't lived up to what he's producing for his club.
Yeah, look, I've learned a lot, good things and bad things. It's still, I probably sat here a year ago today and said how big a honour it was. That's not changed. I I'm delighted to be the captain of this country, and I love doing it. And I hope the lads think I'm doing a good job. But that's up to them to make up their mind. But there's also negatives that come along with it that I need to deal with, and it's about learning how to deal with them. And I think I'm getting better at that. So it's all about learning on the job. Every time I come away here, I try and learn, and hopefully I'll be better for it at the end of my career.
Ruffy, we have to deal with the here and now rather than, again, as we usually do in Scotland, dismantle the grassroots all the way through the structure to see why we're not producing the players. I think we have to deal with the here and now, and quite simply that problem for me always exists at the heart of the centre of defence. We need to score 2 goals because we're guaranteed to give away 1.
Mm-hmm. I just think it's just down to quality, Peter. No disrespect to the players are there. They're good enough. They're the best people in their positions, but Stephen O'Donnell for me is not an international player at that level against Russia and Belgium. He might be good against Cyprus and San Marino, but at that level it's 3 steps above where he is. I think Charlie Mulgrew's had his day. He's now playing with Wigan. The evidence is there that they're not players playing in top grade football to come up against top grade strikers, and that's why we're struggling.
I don't know where we find the centre halves, Barry. I mean, I know you said, after the Bertie Votes debacle, Walter came in and everybody was organised. But, I mean, let's be honest about it. We haven't produced the top drawer. We haven't got enough top drawer players playing in the big clubs in England, across in Europe, anywhere in Scotland that are centre halves that you think, whoa, he's the number 1 pick and he'll be able to stop people scoring and he'll be able to play football the way we want to see it played.
Yeah, well, it's a similar scenario for when you just mentioned there, Bertie Vogts and Walter came in. We weren't blessed with, we had good players, but the big thing, we had good characters. And Walter came in and had a way of playing. He set us up hard to beat.
Yeah.
Defensively, wasn't great to watch now, let's be honest, but do you know what? It got us results.
Yeah,
and
but we failed, Barry. I mean, that's
yeah,
the
we
other
failed.
thing.
I failed. I got beaten a few playoffs. Never managed to get through into a major championship. It was a major disappointment, but you can't always put it on to the manager. It's the players at the end of the day. When you come up against top quality opposition, we just couldn't get over that last hurdle.
Yeah, and it's 20 years climbing, 21, 22 years. Ruffy, it'll be a long time. I'm wondering even if we have another generation coming through.
I don't think we have, because we're under 21s and we're under 19s can't get to finals. They're not qualifying either. So we are years away. So we have to stick by the ones we've got now, the young ones that we thought on Friday night were going to step up a level, but they haven't. So maybe we just need to give them time. Maybe we need to give them a year or two and just look at the playoff, and use every game in between then to get confidence and maybe a settled team and give them confidence as well. I mean, they're all good players at club level, but when they go into the international level, they're playing against better players and they're playing with in their leagues.
Yeah,
and I put the Celtic players in that category as well.
Well, I would actually say to you, they're good players, but they're good players at a lower level, Ruffy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Our Scottish players with Celtic are a Europa League team at best.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say there. Our best team is Celtic, and they're in trying to get in the Champions League. But when the McGregors and the Christies come up against the big ones, they struggle.
We're going to talk about potentially looking towards the playoff rather than what's going to happen tonight and overall in the group we're currently in. First of all, Gabriel Antoniazzi looks at our opponents, Belgium.
Scotland are expected to make several changes against Belgium this evening after Friday night's disappointment against Russia. The 3 substitutes from that game, Christie, McLean and Phillips, are all likely to start, but the suspect defence may remain unchanged. Captain Andy Robertson believes it is win or bust in the group tonight.
I believe if we don't win, then this group is, it's too much work for us. 4 games left, and I suspect Russia would beat Kazakhstan tomorrow, and if Belgium win, then against us, then I think they're both too far ahead for us to catch them.
Tonight's opponents, Belgium, need no introduction these days. A powerhouse of international football, they are ranked number 1 in the world. They finished 3rd at last summer's World Cup and have only lost 2 games in 3 years. They've won all 6 of their fixtures in Euro qualifications so far, including a 3-0 victory over Scotland in Brussels in June. Players to look out for then. You could focus on any of them, but with an injured Eden Hazard and Vincent Kompany, Kevin De Bruyne will captain the side, and he is world class. Forwards Romelu Lukaku and Dries Mertens could be restored to the attacking 3-4-3 formation after being rested in Friday's win in San Marino. These two sides have met many times, but Scotland have won just one of their past 13 ties, way back in 1987. Can Steve Clarke's men change that tonight?
Well, there's the line from Gabriel Antoniazzi. Can Steve Clarke's men produce a bit of form tonight? Well, if you were looking to lift a country and take it out of this apathetic view that it has at the moment, the last team you really want to face is Belgium. But Steve Clarke, the manager, says we've got to try and lift ourselves for this one.
No, just trying to pick up the mood in the camp. Obviously a little bit flat after Friday. Was a game we expected to get something out of. Went against us on the night, so it was a little bit flat. Saturday training was better today, so I'm sure we'll be ready to go tomorrow because it's another game. I spoke on Thursday about we need a big win. We definitely need a big win.
We definitely need a big win. I don't think we've got a catch chance in hell of getting it, Barry Ferguson. Do you?
No, you want to try and be positive and say that they'll make it difficult for Belgium, but I'm just looking at some of the players that were coming up on the screen there. Some of the top players in the world. They're a fantastic team. It's going to be a hard one for us tonight.
Yep, I'm sorry to put the entire show on a downer. I mean, there are little highlights that I think could bring us all out of this malaise, which is quite simple. There's a staff party in a couple of weeks, but other than that, Ali, I'm looking at Belgium tonight, and all I can see is goal after goal after goal.
There is no evidence anywhere to support the theory that Scotland can go out tonight and get any kind of result. Let's be honest. If, by some miracle, they do come away with a draw or better, it comes down to being very, very fortunate. I would imagine there are few among us who could look at it and decide and analyse, that there is scope there to get a result. I think it's difficult. I think it's if you were going to have any hope of taking something tonight, you really had to have a wee bit of momentum at your back with a good performance and a good result from Friday night. The fact that you don't have that is a further hindrance against what's already a daunting task ahead of you.
Yeah, and the other aspect of this, Ruffy, is sometimes in a group you think it might be close and other teams will actually take points off each other. I can't see anybody below Scotland taking points off Russia. I mean, you have a look at this group and you think to yourself, well, Cyprus, San Marino, are Kazakhstan going to take something off the Russians? And if they do, that's even worse for us, I think.
Yeah, well, another doom and gloom scenario is if Cyprus beats San Marino, we're second bottom in that group.
Yeah. yeah.
Get on.
Yeah, I know you should. Like, Ruffy, you've managed to add Peru and Iran into this whole thing again for us.
Well, I'm hoping that a miracle does happen. I really do. I mean, stranger things have happened. We've all been there. We've all been to Hampden in special nights. No, but the evidence of Friday, as Alison says, there's not a lot of hope. But let's hope a good performance. Just give us a performance. Give 4 or 5 guys, hit a performance level that we haven't seen, and we can build on that.
Yep, okay. Just a modicum of hope there from Ruffy on this one. As far as the potential lineup on this one, this is a sniff that we're getting over the last 24 hours, Barry, that there might be more than a few changes, but I don't see any changes in that back line, which is basically because I don't think he's got any options to change it.
Yep, you're 100% spot on, Peter. He's not got many options at the back. I thought Christie came on and showed flashes. I mean, he's somebody that I think's come on a ton, certainly in the last season for Celtic. But listen, whatever team he puts out, he's got to make them difficult to beat tonight. He's got to make it, try and frustrate Belgium, but the amount of quality that Belgium team's got, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a long, hard night for this Scotland team.
Okay, I will start the doom and gloom off. I think Belgium will win 3-0. Barry?
I'll go 2-0 Belgium.
2-0 Belgium.
1-0 Belgium.
What?
1-0 thumping.
had for his lunch.
Oh, I know. Only in this country. A 1-0 thumping. I think I've heard many a player say that before. We battered them 1-0. Anyway, we're still going to get battered.
true.
I don't know if you agree with that. You can offer us your view on YouTube. We'd love to hear from you on it. And don't forget, you can tell your friends to subscribe. Is there any note of positivity? I hear you cry towards the studio. Well, there is. It's Monday, and that means there's a new quiz question. It was, I think it's safe to say, to give you a little bit of a helping hand here, one of the best FA Cup finals. If you look at your top 5 FA Cup finals of all time, these two featured in it, and that's all I'm going to say. It was one of my favourites as a boy. Just out of curiosity, have you nailed the year?
No.
No, not yet. Alison?
Not a clue.
Not got a clue. Ruffy,
No, I know the era that it's in, because most of the people in that were playing at the top of their game. Gordon McQueen at Man United, 3-2.
I don't
That's
really,
just a wee
I don't
mini-
really
that's
want
a
you to
wee-
tell anybody
No,
the score so they can then start looking it up,
Oh, no,
Ruffy.
I mean,
I've given them a big enough clue that it's the FA Cup final.
I'm sure they will
Yeah.
know the pictures you're throwing up there.
Yeah, okay.
Point
If
them
you
in that
guess the year,
direction.
you've got a chance to win yourself one of our PLZ team T-shirts in the colour of your favourite team. It's as simple as that. Barry's got his blue one with the number on it already. Anyway, let's move on to other matters. Talking about legends that we'd love to be still playing at the moment. Kenny Dalglish, one of the greatest players ever to grace a Scotland jersey. He reckons he's been talking about looking after the Old Firm game and reckons Celtic have the potential to go unbeaten throughout the season. It's no mean feat. I think Brendan Rodgers' side going 69 games undefeated, we will be a long way. I don't think I'll see that again.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen this season. I just think, obviously, Kenny's been excited with the performance that Celtic put in, and I'm not surprised. I'm sure all the Celtic fans were, but I can't see it happening this year, going unbeaten.
He also said that they're a long way off, Rangers are still a long way off Celtic standard. Do you see that? You as a manager now must look at the Rangers side and you can see the levels of progress Steven Gerrard is trying to get to.
He's certainly progressed, there's no doubt. Still not at the level. Listen, Celtic are still champions, Celtic are still the favourites. I also think Rangers have got a bit to go, but they're certainly going in the right direction.
Alison, this Celtic side, too early for you?
Way too early. I think it's way too early. And furthermore, I don't think Celtic would invite that comparison again either. I think it just adds another layer of pressure onto you if you're trying to go and defend a title. And this season in itself is quite unique. The fact that they're going for the 9, I think the last thing you need is another bit of chat and another bit of pressure for another stat. I just think if you get to April and you're still in that position, then by all means there'll be plenty of conversation about it. But until you're getting to that point, I think it's just one of those comments that you throw away almost in without really thinking it through. When you're talking about 55 games at least over the course of a season, who knows?
Yeah. Ruffy, Scott Sinclair posted a picture on his Instagram at the weekend. This is the way the world moves now. He was just training on his own and he said, "Work never stops." Do you think that's these coded messages that come from players now, "I'm on my own"? It doesn't look as if I'm going to get back into the team. He's been out in the cold for quite a while under Neil Lennon.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought he was going to move in that window there, but he hasn't. I don't know what his contract situation is. Maybe he's just waiting till he's a free agent or whatever, and maybe wait until January, but he's certainly slipped down the pecking order dramatically, and a lot of Celtic fans are astounded by that because his goal scoring ratio is fantastic.
Yeah, do you think his days are numbered?
It would certainly appear so at the minute. However, you know yourself how quickly things can actually change. If someone gets an injury or a suspension, then you never know. Suddenly you can have a depleted squad and need to bring someone in. I think it's curious. I think it's quite an odd situation. I know that there was interest from Preston North End over the summer. I don't think they could quite agree a fee between Alex Rae and Celtic, and I think maybe Scott Sinclair himself wanted to stay and see out the contract that he has. But I think, as Alan was saying there, you know, he had 17 goals last season. Now, you would look at it and say he never played as well in recent seasons as he did in his first season, but he's still a player who can guarantee you some creativity and can guarantee you goals. Every season he's played, he's come back with fairly impressive numbers. I think it would be odd to discount that immediately, to the sense that you'd be cutting your nose off to spite your face if you're not going to utilise him.
Yep, okay. Sorry about tonight's show. I'd like to apologise on behalf of everybody on the PLZ team here at Peter and Ruffy's Football Show. Barry, it's certainly been one of the most negative and flat shows as far as Scotland is concerned. I've never known us to be so pessimistic. Ruffy's just set us all in that mood.
I've never heard Ruffy like this, so
yeah.
Nice to see a different side to him.
Well, absolutely, and I can tell you, for 7 years, I very rarely see that side of him, to be honest with you. But the optimism has been killed off. Maybe tomorrow on the programme, Ruffy and I will be sitting next to Hugh McDonald going, can you believe it? Scotland 2, Belgium 0. Oh, look, there's a flying pig. Anyway, on that note, thanks to Ali, thanks to Ruffy, thanks to Barry Ferguson, and from myself, Peter Martin. All I would say to you is follow us across all the social media outlets that you can see there, and join us if you can tomorrow, as ever, 5:30 on YouTube, and you can also follow us on the Facebook as well. Thanks for watching.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.